In 1888, Brazil finally abolished slavery. It was celebrated as a moral victory, a historic breakthrough, a step toward justice. But just 1 year later, the empire collapsed. No civil war, no revolution, no bloodshed in the streets. The throne simply disappeared. This is the story of how ending slavery helped bring down a monarchy. By the late 19th century, Brazil was the last country in the Western world to abolish slavery. For more than 3 centuries, enslaved labor had shaped its economy. Coffee plantations, sugar fields, mining operations. Entire fortunes were built on human bondage, and at the top of the political system stood the Brazilian Empire, a constitutional monarchy, stable, respected, unified. Under Emperor Dom Pedro II, Brazil had avoided the fragmentation that tore apart much of Spanish America. But stability came at a cost. Slavery remained at the heart of the economy. By the 1870s and 1880s, pressure was growing. Abolitionist movements gained strength. Urban intellectuals demanded reform. Enslaved people resisted and fled plantations. Internationally, slavery had already been abolished across most of the Americas. Brazil stood alone. The empire began to act cautiously. First came gradual reforms. Children born to enslaved mothers were declared free. Later, elderly enslaved people were emancipated, but plantation elites were growing nervous. They feared total abolition. They feared economic collapse, and most of all, they feared losing political influence. On May 13, 1888, Princess Isabel, acting as regent while her father was abroad, signed the Golden Law. With a single signature, slavery in Brazil was abolished. No compensation for slave owners, no gradual transition, immediate freedom. It was a historic moment. Celebrations erupted in cities, church bells rang, crowds praised the princess. But far from the celebrations, something else was happening. The powerful landowning elites felt betrayed. They had supported the empire for decades. Now they believed the monarchy had turned against them. The monarchy had long depended on the support of rural elites. Without them, its foundation weakened. At the same time, a new force was rising. The military. Many officers admired Republican ideas. They believed Brazil needed modernization. They saw monarchy as outdated. The empire now stood isolated. The elites felt betrayed, the military felt ambitious, and the emperor was aging. In 1889, just 1 year after abolition, the military staged a coup. There was no dramatic battle, no public uprising, no violent revolution. Dom Pedro II was simply informed that his reign was over. The imperial family was exiled to Europe, and Brazil became a republic. After nearly 70 years, the empire ended quietly. The monarchy had abolished slavery, a moral triumph. But in doing so, it lost the political coalition that sustained it. Freedom for millions. But no future for the throne. History is rarely simple. The fall of the Brazilian Empire was not caused by abolition alone. But the Golden Law shifted the balance of power. And sometimes, doing what is morally right reshapes the political order in unexpected ways. The empire that once brought stability to a vast nation vanished almost overnight, not in flames, not in chaos, but in silence. Brazil had freed the enslaved, and in the process it freed itself from monarchy as well. The day slavery ended, the empire began to fade.